A few months ago, I set out a challenge for myself to take a break from social media. My previous attempts of doing that were rather unsuccessful, and I would always return to my old habits pretty quickly. This time, I want this to be serious.
And so I'm going to delete it for good. So the thing is, I like Facebook, and I use it not only to stay in touch with my friends, but also as a source of information. And I think this is really nice that it gives you this nice overview of what other people think about different issues. But at the same time, I have this feeling that my relationship with Facebook and social media in general is not necessarily good. First, Facebook and Instagram make it really easy to procrastinate. And if it's only a short break, fine. But I often take 10 minutes break and then find myself still scrolling Facebook an hour later. Second, I have this bad habit of staying constantly online, and I would check any notification I get immediately, and I really feel it harms my productivity in some way. Third, I love to stay connected and keep up to date with what is happening, but that also means that a lot of my mental space is being occupied by these things, which makes it harder to focus on my life and my goals. And I would probably say that everybody is like this, but recently I got to know somebody who is not exactly using Facebook in such a way, and I thought maybe there is something wrong with me. No, there's not. But it gave me this feeling that, well, it would be interesting to take a break and see what happens. But hey, why do you have to delete your account? Why cannot you just take a quick break or deactivate it for a while? And I probably could, but I want to make it a bit more serious and a bit harder for me to break this challenge. And also, I see it as a nice opportunity for me to clean my online presence a bit, because throughout these years, I've gathered so much different stuff on these accounts, and I'm still using this childhood email that we all have. So I thought it's gonna be a good time to move on. And last, I wanted to start this channel for a while now, and what better way to do it than to disappear from social media and then come back with a YouTube channel. So yeah guys, I'm doing it all for you. So don't forget to press this red subscribe button to keep up to date with what is happening. And now let's get down to it. That will be fast. First, I'm going to download all of my data, because you never know when some of this stuff will become useful. Then I move to account settings and do what needs to be done. Password, continue, done. Now it's time for Instagram. So yeah guys, it is done.
So yeah, this is first week and I went for a walk. This is something that I do quite often right now because, you know, no Facebook, no Instagram, so I'm quite bored sometimes. But I must say, it's good. I do much more stuff right now. I go for walks, I read books, started to draw a bit. So in general, I would say it is fine. But I must admit, it required me to transform my life a bit, because the old habits, they don't really work anymore. And you have to find this new framework for your work and your daily life. And part of this is that it is really hard to reach my friends, because mostly I would use Facebook for that, and I didn't want to prepare in any particular way for this, so I didn't get phone numbers from anybody, and right now I have to ask people to connect me in some way. And funny thing, I'm involved in one project that we were mostly managing it through Facebook, and right now it's impossible, so we will probably have to find some alternative way to do that. It happens.
So it's been like a month now, and I would say I'm getting pretty good at living without social media. I'm not bored anymore, I'm doing some nice stuff, and I'm just enjoying the time offline. And also, I learned how to deal with some of the issues that I had before. I switched to WhatsApp so that I can keep in touch with my close friends and that I'm not completely cut out of the world, but still, it is sometimes hard to reach certain people. Recently, I had a school project that I was supposed to work on with my group, and I couldn't really get in touch with the people, so I was free riding a bit. Sorry about this guys, hope you understand. Also, it is quite hard to keep up to date with what is happening at the university, you know, all those society things and other stuff. But at the same time, I'm not super worried about this, because it is coronavirus time, so not much is happening anyway. And yeah, there are some positives too. I think I became more productive. It is easier to focus on my tasks, easier to get these prolonged periods of deep work when your phone is not a source of distraction anymore. And also, I'm staying more on track with my projects, because when you don't get so many ideas from elsewhere, it's easier to just stay on track and focus on what you already have. When I started this challenge, I just wanted to see what it is like to take a short break. It's been almost 3 months now, and some people must think I am dead by now, but I'm not, don't worry. But I must admit that I am a bit surprised that I've made it that far, because it was quite difficult at first, especially when you see that most of the social interactions are based on social media and that we are not really prepared to live without it. But after a week or two, you just get used to it. And personally, I must admit that I quite enjoyed this time. I became much more deliberate about how I spent my time and who I spend it with. And I strongly believe that many of these good habits and insights will stay with me when I'm back to social media. So final question, can a break from social media help with your productivity? Yes, it can. Limiting the distractions from your phone works well. Limiting the amount of content you consume and creating more also works well. But you have to remember that if you want to procrastinate, you will always find a way, because it is not about social media itself, because it's only a tool, but rather about managing your emotions. And this is the most difficult thing to learn. Second question, does it help with your mental clarity? Well, all those guys say it does, so it has to. But jokes aside, it is nice to get some time offline and refocus on yourself. And personally, I felt much more present in the moment, and it was just nice to not use your phone while waiting for a bus, but rather enjoy the surroundings. And final question, should you try it? Yeah, definitely. And you don't really have to delete your account. You can just take a few days of a break and see what happens. And I'm pretty much sure that you're going to enjoy it and learn a lot about yourself. So yeah, that's it. The challenge is over. I'm going to set up a new Facebook and Instagram accounts right now, and I must admit I'm super excited to see how it works this time for me. And you, don't forget to like this video and follow me on those new accounts here. See you soon.